Hello everyone, welcome to Team Mario's presentation of Dungeons and Loot. Here at Team Mario, we wanted to create a game that made people talk, wanted people to really get into it and have an exciting time. So what did we come up with? A unique single-player game that includes a dungeon crawler feel, but with the fast-paced action of an arcade game, while also including a new automatic attack system so that positioning is key to success. Well, that doesn't seem too uncommon, some may think, but what if we threw in the action of drawing out your casted abilities using the touchscreen of your tablet? This creates a whole new unique feel to the game, because now you have abilities that you physically have to cast and coordinate with cooldowns to further your success. We plan to market this new exciting game to all casual arcade-style gamers who love the fun, fast-paced action while also appealing to those who enjoy the dungeon crawler types. The art we hope to achieve is a fun 2D cartoon art style. The platform of choice will be tablet-driven operating systems such as iOS and Android, because let's face it, we want to take this game everywhere. Our first mechanic we want to demonstrate is our collect mechanic. This will allow for items such as armor upgrades and or new weapons to drop from defeated enemies. When an enemy is defeated and an item is dropped, you will be able to guide your character over to the item and collect it through collision, or simply running over the item. Next we have our unique draw and write mechanic. When your abilities are available, you may quickly draw out a shape that represents one of the three available abilities over an enemy or enemies in order to cast that ability. This will create a way to increase damage, damage multiple enemies, or protect yourself in certain situations. Lastly, we have the win and lose mechanic. When a player successfully guides their character through the stage and defeats the end boss, they will then have won the stage and can proceed to the next available stage. Or if the player defeats the final boss on the final stage, they will then have successfully managed to win the game. This being said, the opposite event is also a possibility. If the player is defeated, they must restart current stage until successfully completing said stage. Here we have some fellow competitor games. They share some similarities to our own. Firstly, we have Frigid Frigates, who shares the auto attack and moving scheme that we incorporate in our game. Next, we have the Harry Potter Spells app that shows how shapes can be drawn on a touchscreen in order to successfully cast different abilities or spells. Finally, we have Battleheart, who shares a stage-by-stage progression system, an item improvement system, as well as having usable abilities. Now let's show you guys some mock-up images that we've put together for you to give you some idea of what the game will look like. Here we have a player defending themselves from an oncoming horde of enemies. This player has successfully drawn a circle around the targeted area to cast Fireball. Now we see the Fireball ability cast and the enemies being destroyed. If you also take a second to notice, the Fireball spell at the bottom is now shown in red, which means it is currently unavailable or on cooldown. Lastly, here we have an image showing the armor and weapon equipping menu. Here you can look at the available items you have to help make your character stronger. And here we have our resources for our used material for the presentation. Now welcome to our Team Mario Developers Log. Here we have some steps we took and some design changes through our process in creating Dungeons and Loot. First off, with the new write and draw system, we decided to no longer create the game in Flash platform due to the possible difficulties in drawing with a mouse. We also decided to avoid the mobile phone platform due to the screen sizes possibly being too small to successfully play the game. Eventually, we decided that tablets would be the prime candidate for the game. Next, through some long discussions, we decided that having a fixed screen on a fixed map was much too limiting and, well, boring. We decided to go with a scrolling screen that followed the player so that there was a more frontal view and allowed for a larger stage to be created. Our biggest change was obviously the replacement of the toggle weapon system with the new ability drawing mechanic. This took a while to smooth out and had us going in different directions, but eventually we came to an agreement and finally decided upon what we have now. Also, cooldowns were added to the new abilities in order to create a more strategic system instead of spamming abilities. Finally, and quite possibly our biggest back and forth discussion, was whether or not to add the virtual thumbstick for player movement. Eventually we decided upon not to add it and maintain our drag to move system. That is it. Thank you from Team Mario.